Have you, a friend, or a family member experienced cataract surgery or the type of surgery where the crystalline lens in your eyeball is removed and the surgeon puts an artificial implant known as an intraocular lens in place? In this video, we're going to be talking about what happens when you experience PCO or posterior capsular opacification and the type of treatment that's used in order to remove some of that film tissue called a YAG capsulotomy. Posterior capsular opacification is what happens when the implant has been sitting in the posterior capsule. It's like this little membrane sac that your crystalline lens once sat in the eyeball. And over time, sometimes the capsule can wrinkle, or there may be loose lens cells floating around from when the lens or cataract was taken out of the eyeball. And those little lens cells stick to the implant over time. And they're programmed since you were a developing fetus to recreate an entire lens. But it's not meant to create a brand new lens once you're actually a living, breathing human being that's functioning and doesn't need to build a new lens. So it tries to just fulfill the cellular programming functions to build a new lens on top of that intraocular lens. But it doesn't need to, and it's actually going to compromise the vision significantly, whether you're looking far away or looking up close or anything like that. You may experience some similar symptoms as you did when you had cataracts or blockages of the lens initially. This can be blurry vision, this can be needing more light to see things up close, difficulty in nighttime driving, your golf game goes down, anything like that, difficult threading, sewing, stitching, up close tasks, crossword, computer, reading, anything in that nature can be highly impacted with this posterior capsular opacification or PCO. Now, what do you do about it? Well, there's usually the main treatment of a YAG capsulotomy. It's a laser composed of three different types of materials, yttrium, aluminum, and garnet, that in order to form that little laser focusing beam, it removes that film tissue as operated by the ophthalmologist, or in some states, an optometrist can do this as well too. You'll just need to consult your healthcare professional to see what your state laws and regulations and everything like that look like. But what happens is once it's diagnosed by the healthcare professional, they'll send you to the appropriate surgeon or healthcare professional. And what happens from there is you actually look into an instrument that looks like a microscope. Your eyes will be dilated by this point. And then at that time, the operator is going to use that little laser to remove that little film tissue or secondary cataract, because it is a secondary cataract as well, and to clear the vision up. And that's usually how that gets cleared up. It only happens one time for most patients. Some patients experience it a second time, and there are a handful of patients that can't experience this three times, whether it's one eye or both eyes. But some patients will never experience this. I've seen some have cataract surgery that have experienced this posterior capsular opacification, and some that have never experienced this posterior capsular opacification. So it's kind of hit and miss, and there's not really an indicator for who gets it and who doesn't get it. And it doesn't matter how the surgery went. It's just sometimes this happens to some patients and sometimes it doesn't. But it's an extremely easy fixed condition, but it can cause enough visual devastation to really mess with that central vision, that reading vision, that driving vision, that golf vision, anything like that. It really messes with those types of visual distances specifically. But the most common one is the up close vision that I typically hear from patients that it impacts the most on. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and tap the bell for notifications. I'm Dr. Bryce Heffington. We'll see you next time.